So, hi,
Hi there.
how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
So good.
I
So,
know. I love talking to you. This is so fun.
I know we never get to like really get on a Zoom together, but we're texting all day, we're
Mhm.
laughing, and
Yeah. Yeah, we're definitely, I think we pretty much talk every day at this point about something, whether it be kids or husbands or
we're,
school or COVID, COVID, like who's not talking about that? I think everybody's pretty much just over it.
I know I'm over it. I can't watch the news. I don't want to look at anything. I'm just like, I just want to move on. Like, let's
I
just move
know.
on from it. But everyone, so this is my dear friend Ashley Pitts. She is from Lufkin, Texas. She not only is my dear friend, but she is a. You are what now? You tell us what your position is.
Oh my gosh. So I am a regional marketing director with the company.
Aw.
Yeah, I've been with you guys since let's see, we had our last baby in 2013 and I joined in September of 2013. So however many years that is, that's how long I've been with you guys.
Holy cow! You've been with us. It's going on 8 years.
Crazy. It flies. It flies.
No, I can remember. I think the baby. Yeah, the baby was like a year the first time I met you, and I
Yeah,
didn't
that's
have.
right.
So, see, so this is what we do. We start where we're going to make it about work, and then we start getting into kids and whatnot. So, yeah. So Ashley, through the years, has become just a dear, sweet friend of mine. And like we said, we just get on the phone and we talk about kids, husbands. It seems like work's always our last thing. So, um,
Yeah.
this is one thing I'm grateful for with my job. So, I wanted to get on a Zoom call today with Ashley. Obviously, we can't meet in person because of everything we've been through the last year. But what I love about you is just your brutal honesty, your
Mhm.
integrity in the business, your integrity as a mama, as a wife, and as a friend. So couldn't think of a better person to just really sit there and talk, if not laugh about the ins and outs of direct sales. So I put together a list of questions I was going to ask you today.
Okay,
And
shoot. I'm ready.
I hope we make everybody laugh with them
Oh my
first.
gosh.
Because if we're not having fun in this business, then we're really not working.
Yeah.
So, okay. So, question number one. What's been the best part of working for you in direct sales?
Okay, so anybody that knows me knows that I, again, am brutal honest. So for me, the best thing about working for Vfinity, working in direct marketing, and I had never done this before, but it truly has been the freedom. Like it has been such a blessing for real, to be able to work at home and still be with my kids. Now all my babies are now, as you know, are in school, and but during the summer and those, even the years when they were all at home and I was doing this as a business at home, it has been such a sweet thing to be able to catch all the first. And I know that that's not for everybody, but that was always mine and my husband's dream, was for me to stay home while he was our breadwinner. And of course, we live in a society where everybody feels like it should be both parents working. You know what I mean? Um, Something about being a stay-at-home mom, they're kind of shunned, I feel like, to some degree. And I don't think it should be like that. No matter if you stay home or work outside of the home, it's a job, right? So I always wanted to make an income, but I never wanted to, leave the home. Like that
Right.
was, like I said, always our dream. So to be able to make an income, a good income, and still be at home with my kids, that was so, like, just a breath of fresh air. Like, no kidding. That has probably been the sweetest blessing that I have got from direct sales from Beefinity.
And I think that, you bring up such a good point there because I think it's, what draws a lot of women. We know direct marketing or multi-level marketing, if you look at the statistics, it's something like, 70 or 80% women. And I think it's a big draw for a lot of mothers that, have children like you do, that have 3 kids. You want to be home. And
Yeah.
sometimes even when both parents are working, there's the expense of daycare, there's the expense of after care for school. And then there's the stress on the whole family. So, when mom's out working and dad's out working, and unfortunately, I guess just the way our society is, a lot of time it falls on the mom, and
Mhm.
everybody feels stressed out. So I think a big blessing, like you said, with direct sales and with being able to work from home is you're able to earn money around your kids' schedule, but still be there for your kids when they need you the most. So
Yeah.
I love that. And I know that, you made it clear with everybody, anytime you work, that your kids are always your first priority. And,
Yeah.
and
And
that's
that's you too. I mean, you're the exact same way. And I think a lot of moms are like that, like we're looking for the job that will allow us to leave quickly when our kids are sick. You know what I mean? Just the bounce. Like we're looking for the bounce. And I've had that with Vifinity. So
and we know there's always something because somebody's always getting sick. There's
always.
always a dentist appointment, an eye doctor, you name it, and it's
Right.
it's a flat tire. So
Yeah, I agree. Totally, totally.
well, you nailed the first question.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you. So what else you got for me?
Okay, so the second thing is, and you may have covered a little bit of this on the first too, but what would you say if there was another mother out there, somebody like you and me? What would you say is the best part of having a career in direct sales, of working in direct sales?
Yeah, definitely. Just the flexibility. I mean, you can take your kids with you to work. There have been many days where, I have made deliveries of products, meeting people, and my kids have been right there with me. I don't know. And even with customers, they've really kind of watched my kids grow, and I've had long-term customers, and it's not even about customers anymore. They've really become a family. So even though I stay at home and work the business from home, I'm still meeting other women. I don't know, it's like this big circle of empowerment. It's so awesome to cheer these other women on, and for my kids to be able to see that and to see that there are many different ways to make a good income, and you don't have to, I'm not saying don't go to college, but there's other avenues. And so that's what they're getting to see firsthand. And there have been many days where maybe they didn't want to go on these sales with me, and I would say, well, if you want those new shoes, we have to do this. So they understand, first and foremost, you have to hustle in the beginning, and you have to work hard to have the nice things that you want. So it's definitely been a teaching aspect, not, for my kids too. So I don't know. There's so many perks about just what it's done.
What I really kind of just took away from your answer there was the empowerment factor,
Yeah.
because you and I have both, been at home with our kids, and like you said, sometimes stay-at-home moms have been shunned, and I think when you're just home doing kid stuff all day, you can get in a little cycle of, you know, cleaning up breakfast, taking the kids to school, coming home,
Mhm.
doing laundry, preparing dinner, going grocery shopping, cleaning the house, kind of doing everything for them, that you can end up where you feel like you don't have any purpose in life,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
not so dire, but you just sort of feel like you've lost yourself somehow in
Yeah. Your purpose.
parenting. And I what I love about my job here is that I'm able, like you have a purpose and you're empowering other women. And even today, you and I on this call, I think when we talked about our goal of sitting down like this, our goal was to empower other women,
Mhm.
like they could, number one, earn money outside of the house without having to leave the house, and two, feel like they belong to something bigger than themselves. So
Yeah.
I
And we all know that weight loss is hard. I think for anybody, when they got in this business and they started taking their products, they didn't think of this as a business. I for sure didn't. But it's something about when you take the products and it works for you, people see that and they want what you have. So it's not like you're actively searching for people to join your team, or things like that. They see what you have, they see your energy, they see your happiness, you know what I mean, and your eagerness to say, look, this is what I'm doing, like you have to try it. Like you have to try it. Like, even if you don't buy, you just have to try.
That's so funny because I was at my son's school yesterday. He had his little concert. And that. I haven't seen a lot of the parents in a while. We sat outside, I mean, like in a long time.
Yeah.
And parents are always like, Deanna, you're always so happy. I was so happy to see everyone. And they're like, how are you always so happy? We want what you're taking. And I said, well, actually, I can give some to you.
That
So
is, yeah, that's so funny. And I was saying, we were talking yesterday for anybody who's a mom on here that's watching. Do you ever go to your kids, whether it's a recital or graduation, and you're the mom that hides behind your glasses and you're crying those happy tears, but the sad tears because they're growing up? That is me every time. That's me.
as soon as the music came on and I heard the words, "You are my sunshine," I was like, oh,
You were done. That's so funny. Yep, that's mom's.
that's mom. And
Mhm.
there we are, we're working, people are noticing how happy we are, but we're still able in the middle of the day to go and see our children's performance.
Yeah, it's real. It's real.
So, okay,
But
question number 3.
okay.
Um, you know, we just kind of spoke of this a little bit, but what has Vifinity provided or done for your family? What would you say to another mother that was out there, that was willing to go and are thinking about investing their time in a direct sales business like Vifinity? What would you tell somebody that it's done for your family?
Okay, so when I started Vifinity back in 2013, we had for anybody who doesn't know, my husband is a state trooper here in Texas. And again, it was just our goal for him to be the moneymaker of the family and for me to stay home. We have 3 kids. So I think, what was the question again? Sorry.
Oh, no, the question is, what has it done for your family? And I just have to say, God bless all of our police officers
Yeah.
and
Well, thank you.
you're welcome.
Well, I think my point to all that was um, I
What
think
difference has it made for your family, even like from a financial standpoint?
there's so much, like we have gained so much. I think it all boils down to financially, to be able to bring an income. And there was a point where we were robbing Peter to pay Paul, when we could barely afford to pay a light bill, when we were asking the electric company not to turn the lights off, So we have lived that season. We have lived the season where the only person that was eating good in our family was our baby, and that's the gospel. So when I started Vifinity and people started noticing, I started generating that income. My first paycheck from Vifinity was $200. And I cannot even tell you how shocked we both were. Like, $200, people, you don't think that $200 goes a long way, but it does. Like, that $200 paid for doctor visits, for pediatrician visits. I have paid, oh girl, there's so much. I have paid back to school for 3 babies. That's expensive.
It is.
That's expensive. So I
I
have paid,
complain about that every year.
yeah. So every year I'm able to pay. Rusty's calling now. He's working.
You have to answer it.
No. So I'm able to pay for back to school stuff. We bought a camper one year. But with all the finances and things that were coming out of Rusty's check, had we not had Vifinity, there's no way that we could have stocked it. But having Vifinity, I was able to go to Walmart and Target and fully stock that camper for him to go on a camping trip. I'm talking about, we did everything from sheets to dishes to toilet paper. I'm talking about everything. And that was truly a sweet blessing because we didn't have to touch that. We've taken vacations and never once did we touch the family paycheck. We always used, shoes. Just a few weeks ago, our little boy was needing shoes and he was like, I have a hole in my shoe. Well, like us as moms, we're like, oh, you're fine. Well, then I really, like, a couple of days later, got to looking at his shoes. He really had a hole. And I was like, oh, we've got to do something about this, So we were able to go that same day and use Vifinity. So it just has been the sweetest blessing, and it has helped really take the burden off of what what most families feel as a struggle, a financial struggle. So, and meeting people, that sounds so cliche, but other people are living the same experience that I am. They get into the business, they don't expect to sell it because they don't know how to sell. That's what I hear most of the time. I didn't know how to sell either, but they really become like a walking billboard, and it sells itself. They make an income, and it just repeats. It's a cycle. Look, and I'll tell you something else. I had a teacher that told me a little while back. She said, I make more doing Vifinity than what I do at my 8 to 5 job.
Wow.
And how heartbreaking, because that's a big job.
That's
To be a teacher, that is hard, of 20 babies, but to still bring in a bigger income.
mm,
I mean, I think that that's amazing. So I just, to hear customers that turn into family say, this is what it's doing for me. What a blessing that is, to know that you reap what you sow. All you have to do is tell these people, just try the sample. You don't have to buy anything. But once they see it, they realize what I'm talking about and what so many other people are talking about. So that really has been probably what I've gotten out of this, just the benefits of the sweetness that just flows.
I mean, that is just, I'm sort of speechless because it's just so humbling, and it's just so honest, it's honest and it's humbling. And I think so many of us can relate to that, where we have kids and we're home and we have one income, and
Mhm.
car breaks down, or like you said, somebody needs to go to the emergency room or to the doctor, and you have this big copay, and just having that extra money that you're
Yeah.
able to pull in from something you love doing right from
I
home.
think I think everybody's feeling that at this point in life, or they have in the past, especially now that COVID has happened, and there's a lot of families that have now depleted from 2 incomes to one. They're desperate. People are desperate just to provide food on their table for their kids. So it's such a blessing. I don't know, I could go on and on and on about how amazing it has been. It's just,
Because I love you so
great
much. I'm
work.
sitting here, I'm like trying not to cry because I don't know, I'm so emotional. It's from yesterday at Max's concert. Now today, I'm just like, oh my gosh, I'm so grateful. Just
Yeah,
grateful to have you as my friend. And
I know. And that's been sweet too, the friendships that come from this. Like, they're just real and honest. And, that's something that can't be bought.
no,
You
no,
should get into a business and become friends with your boss. You know what I mean? Where you can text them about other stuff. You know what I mean? And
I always say if I ever go to jail, and we're just joking about this because of course her husband's a cop and
yeah,
he was going to jail. But I always say if I'm ever going to jail, I'm calling you because I know you won't ask any questions. You'll just come and bail me out.
that's right. That's right. You just call me.
I'll find friends like that every day. Like, hey girl, I'm in jail. You'd be like, all right, I'll be right there.
That's right. Right. Wouldn't even ask questions. I'd be like, I'm coming.
So, all right. So, 2 more questions, and we don't want to take up too much of everybody's time, but this is a funny one. So, we all know, we're not going to deny that a lot of people have been in multi-level marketing before us. We like to call it direct sales or business to business sales because person to person, we're not multi-level marketing. We're just direct selling. It's the longest running job in history. People just selling to people. Even your hunters and gatherers, that's what they were doing. They were direct selling. They were selling back and forth to one another. But we all know that, that Mary Kay lady, that, can I even say Mary Kay? I love Mary Kay, by the way. I don't know if I can say another company's name, but I'm saying it in
Okay.
this. But that makeup lady with the pink car,
Mhm.
that lived on your street, that no matter anytime you passed her, she was going to make you buy a lipstick, because I live next to one of those. And
Uh-huh.
it kind of gives it that negative stigma. So for a funny note, what is the worst pitch line that you've ever gotten from a multi-level marketing salesperson trying to sell you something?
Um, so I run my business on on Facebook. So a lot of people know me from Facebook. So I got a message one time from a girl, and she said, "Hey girl, I noticed you like my post." Well, I was like,
And let me just tell you, this girl's no shrinking violet on Facebook. So
I was like, I had to go look her up and see who she was. And I was like, no, I didn't like your post. What post? And she said, oh, I thought you liked my post. And it was another weight loss company that she was trying to pitch for. And I was like, no. So in that moment, I was able to pitch her back, since that's the way, the avenue that she took it, I pitched her back Vifinity. And needless to say, she left me alone. So that's
funny.
really the craziest that I've had.
It's really funny. So we always say here at Vifinity, we are the multi-level marketing company. We don't do stuff like that. We don't do cheesy sales pitches. We don't, run people down in the middle of the road, forcing them to buy our pills in order to get home for dinner.
Right.
We just share from our hearts. And I think
Mhm.
that's what's made all the difference here for our group, our team. And I think that's why we have such strong bonds amongst us.
Yeah, and look, and that's the thing for me in my business. I've never been that consultant that hunts people down and says, try my product. Like truly, I've never, I can honestly say that nobody on Facebook will ever be able to say that about me, because I've always just shared from the heart how it works for me. I've shared the fluctuations. I have shared where I have, gained a few pounds and lost a few pounds. I've kept it real always. And so that, to me, those sideline pitches are such a turn off for a company. So I definitely try to teach my team, and constantly remind myself that I in no form or fashion want to come across like that with anybody ever. So
I think that's why you've done so well here. And I think that's why your team members all have a great respect for you and look up to you, because you're not there every single week saying, hey, I lost 9 pounds this week. And, you've lost 9 pounds every week for the last 6 years. Well, you'd be in the negatives. And
right.
people see that when you put something like that out, and people feel that. And it's just, again, I think this whole group is so special because we are all so honest and so
Yeah.
vulnerable. And
Yeah.
we tell it like it is. And that's what I love about us.
Well,
So
weight loss is so hard. It's such a mental game. You can work out all day long, but if your fork isn't right, you can make the best product on the market. But if your fork isn't right, so that's why I say it's such a mental game. It's such a mental game. So
and
yeah.
that's what I love, like right now, about the boost and all the nootropics. For me, it makes me feel so good. I don't know what, it just kicks in for me and I feel so happy. And then in turn, that makes me not want to eat because I'm an emotional eater. So
And I love the dose too with that boost.
yes, the dose with the boost is amazing. I mean, that's why your hair is so long.
It really is.
Yeah. Now, can I say y'all? Because Ashley has me saying y'all now. So y'all, because we got on and recorded this, she stood up and this long, gorgeous mane of hers is down to her booty. I mean, women are paying like thousands of dollars to have these extensions put in, and she's got this beautiful hair down to her booty. So it is beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
I want to thank you so much for getting on today. I love doing this with you, and I hope we can do another series and, kind of inspire moms who are maybe feeling down or feeling like
Yeah.
they want to bring in some money. I hope that you and I can just chat and be honest and see how we might be able to help them. So
Yeah. I love that.
girl, I love you, love you, love you.
Thank you so much for letting me do this today.
Thank you so much for coming on with us. And we gotta do this again. And I like to see you in person too.
Oh, this is really fun. I don't have to travel to Florida now. I can just
No.
Just
And that's
you.
the funny thing. That was gonna be my last question for you is, so now when are you gonna come and visit me in Florida?
No, we need to have another Vifinity get together so we can all fly down.
Safe, or we'll do a contest and it'll be to come visit Naples, Florida.
Oh, that would be great.
Come
That would be good.
Oh my gosh,
You're onto something.
I'm onto
You
something.
get on that. Tell Alex this is what we're doing.
All right, well, get back to your littles, get back to your babies. Hugs, kisses, and I'll text you later, girl.
Okay. See you later.
Thank you, Mama. Love you. Bye.
Bye.